Hello everyone and welcome to another reading. This time, as you might have seen from the title, we will be focusing on finding out if you should hold on or if you should let go of a person, a situation. You make your choice. So this is not meant to be a love reading necessarily. This is I suppose a general reading. You can fit it into more than one area of your life. If you have a certain situation in mind or a certain person in mind and you want to know if it's worth investing your energy into it or not, then this might be the reading for you. As always, I like to remind you that we all have free will. This is a suggestion from spirit, from your the spirit team, guiding team, spiritual guiding team, on what to do. In the end, we all have free will. We are all free to choose what we want to do with our lives. So this is by no means me telling you what to do. Please don't take it that way, okay? And also, I will issue a trigger warning because I don't know what sort of messages might come through. And I like to be straightforward and blunt about the messages I'm delivering. So I want you to watch this reading keeping that in mind, okay? So with all that being said, I have here 3 cards that you can choose from. Group number 1 will get this manifestation card with number 23. Group number 2 will get the milk and butter card with number 25. And group number 3 will get the fertilizing card with number 10. Okay, please take your time in making your choice. Feel free to choose more than one group this time if you are being called to. I will put the timestamps in the description box as always, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, group number 1, you chose the manifestation card with number 23, and this is going to be your reading. These are going to be your messages. Let's find out. Alright, group number 1, I did a really quick spread, so we won't waste time with, picking out the cards. So from what I'm seeing here, the overall message, to make it very short, and I will get into more detail, is that for the time being, you are being advised to let go of whatever you have in mind. So if it's a situation, if it's a person, the best approach in your situation would be to try and let go of this. I feel like from what I'm seeing here, this is about something that you have been holding on for a very long time. It's something that you really tried to fight for, or at least to make it work. You've invested a lot of time in it. You've invested a lot of heart, a lot of effort. You poured yourself completely in this specific situation or for this person, whatever the case might be. And it kind of feels like you have more energy to give, but at the same time I'm getting this feeling that you are also on the edge of walking away from this because you are wondering if it's really worth putting any effort into it anymore, because it just seems like a never-ending cycle. It's like you keep investing in it, but at the same time it's just like you're not getting any results out of it. And I feel like in this specific situation, group number 1, walking away from this, okay, choosing to cut your losses in this situation, is not only beneficial for you, for your mental and physical health, because I have this feeling that some of you could feel mentally and physically drained from this, but it will also start a cycle of rebirth, a new cycle, okay? It will bring a rebirth, reinventing of yourself. I don't feel like your situation was necessarily pointless. I feel like this was meant to bring forth a very important lesson for you. Now, what that lesson might be, it depends for each and everyone watching. But I feel like it's about putting yourself first and also about flexibility. So being more flexible. I feel whatever the situation was about, it has put you in a place where you had to make a lot of compromises. You had to step over your ego. You had to give up a lot of your older values or older ways of thinking, older way of doing things. Like you had a system and you feel like your system has failed you in this specific situation, and it was supposed to fail you because you were meant to break that system of yours in order to become more flexible and more open-minded. But it's also about focusing on yourself. I feel like you are being advised not to be tough on yourself or beat yourself up, because I feel that you really did your best here. So don't blame yourself. Don't think of yourself as a failure, because you have not failed. This is not a failure from your part. Okay, that's what Spirit is trying to emphasize. Do not see yourself as a failure, and do not beat yourself up thinking that, oh, I could have done more. Maybe if I tried harder, maybe if I worked harder, maybe if I would have approached the situation a different way. No, you did your best. That's your consolation, I suppose. You did your best. But sometimes in certain situations with certain people, your best is simply not necessarily not enough. It's just it wasn't a good match. You and this situation, you and this person, you were not a good match. You were not meant to remain in this situation or remain with this person indefinitely. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. You are meant to learn a certain life lesson and then just move on from it. And yes, it is a painful life lesson, but at the end of the day, you have won something from this. You won something from this. You learned something from this. And it might not seem like it, like you see this person with the treasure, like you have a treasure, but you're like, was this really worth it? You know? And for some of you, you are being asked, like, how much do you want this? How much do you want to invest in this? At the end of all of this, if you get what you want, if you get on top of this situation, you get that job that you want, you get that person that you want, at the end of it, will you still believe that it was worth all of that time and effort and all of that soul that you poured into it? You know? Because you might feel that it cost you too much and it wasn't really worth it, or it wasn't really what you expected what it was going to be. So you have to think of yourself this time, group number one. You know, you have to think of yourself. You have to put yourself first in this situation and see if it is really worth it, if this is really what you want, if this thing will make you as happy as you think it will make you. Or if it's best that you take the lesson that you've learned from this and move on with your life. Okay? And, you know, start growing on your own. Use this lesson as why am I getting like a fertilizer for your next accomplishments. You know, I'm getting some pretty interesting descriptions in my head, like fertilizing stuff, like, you know, poop, manure. Use that as a fertilizer. It was a shitty situation, and use it as a fertilizer for the next stage in your life. Basically, that's what I'm getting. So yes, you know, because I feel like if you continue on this path, first of all, you might not feel like it was worth it. Okay, in the end, you might not enjoy it as you think you would. Second of all, it will cost you a lot of mental and physical health. So you are on the verge of a burnout here with this situation. So it's advisable that you try to step down for a little bit. Now, should you come back to this? If that's the case, for those of you where it could be the case, real quick. I feel like revisiting the situation at a later date, sometime in the future, I feel like you would see it with different eyes. Okay? So I feel like once you step away from this and walk away from this and detach yourself, especially energetically, from this situation, you will get a clearer picture on, what it was about. Now, if we're talking about a person or a relationship and you're asking about a person or a relationship, some of you might realize that it was more about lust. Okay, it was a lot of chemistry and physical attraction, but not so much feelings. And for others, you might realize that it was actually a very toxic situation. Now, this toxic situation doesn't necessarily have to be about a relationship. It could be about any other situation in your life. So you will realize exactly how toxic it was. Like, you will get a better perspective from the outside when you are not so emotionally involved into this. You will see exactly how painful and how toxic it really was. And yes, I feel like, it will make things easier for you to detach or make a decision on a long term. That's what I'm getting, okay? So, group number 1, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, group number 2, if you chose the milk and butter card with number 25, this is going to be a reading. Let's find out what messages can we get for you. So group number 2, from what I'm seeing here real quick, and then we will get into more detail, is that yes, at this time, you can hold on to this situation, okay? So whatever this situation is about, if we're talking about a person or a situation in general, you can hold on, you can still remain in this situation. Obviously, this is a suggestion. I'm seeing that you are feeling very lost now. You are feeling very, very lost. And for some of you, you're actually feeling very angry, very frustrated. There's a lot of emotions. Not necessarily emotions, more like rage. That's what you get, rage. And I feel like for a lot of you watching, you could be fire signs, but you don't have to be. Okay, this doesn't have to resonate for everyone, with everyone. It kind of feels like a lot of time this rage is what kept you going, because other than that, you simply cannot see the light at the end of this tunnel, your challenge, your situation. But there is a light. I'm seeing that there is a lot of information that you don't actually have access to, a lot of hidden information that could change everything if this was brought to light. Now, the nature of this information, it is a bit tricky. For some of you watching, I'm feeling like you are the ones who don't want to acknowledge that information. You don't want to see certain things. You don't want to acknowledge certain things. Now, if it's a person, you don't want to acknowledge their feelings for you or the feelings that you have for this person. If this is a situation, I feel like you are a little bit on an ego trip, like it's your own ego keeping you stuck, maybe because you've envisioned this situation in a certain way and things are not going exactly as you would like them to go. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And all you want to do is sometimes like take a break and just, leave everything behind. But it's not time to leave everything behind yet. Group number 2. Okay, whatever this situation is about, it has a lot of potential. And if it's about a dream of yours, something that you've envisioned, when it comes to the future, not necessarily, it has a lot of potential. You can achieve this. Okay, you can achieve this. It might take some time, it might take some effort. Like I said, for some of you, it could even take more studying, more learning, getting more information to help you. But at the end of the day, you're not stuck here, and you're not as lost as you think you are. And you're not as in the dark as you think you are. But there's something about you that it's blocking you from seeing the true nature of things. This blockage could be related to, I'm getting like a lot of ego and a lot of rage, anger, that's clouding your judgment. So it might be a good idea to try to let that go and try to see this with clear mind. That's what I'm getting. And maybe not to hold on so tightly to what you think is the best approach here, because there's not a lot of compromise coming from your part, and more compromise and more flexibility could be needed in order to bring the situation to the light, to a clearer perspective, because you don't have that. You're lacking that, and you're like really out of hope at this point. And like I said, it's just pure rage that keeps you going. Let me see this. I want to get this Four of Swords. You do have a lot of hope when it comes to this. So it's a very contradicting energy, because maybe that's why you're so angry, because you have a lot of hopes and you have a lot of dreams related to this situation. But it could be that you might have some unrealistic expectations from this situation or from a certain person. Like, you might need to work on that. If we're talking about a person, you might want to try and see this person as a human being, not as a, I don't know, some sort of supernatural magical being expecting everything from this person. If we're talking about a situation, you need to keep in mind that at the end of the day, you're still dealing with people most of the times. And, you know, people have feelings. I'm getting a lot about people. It's about interacting with people. Now, this might resonate with everyone, but I feel like you have very unrealistic expectations from people. Like you wanted to behave in a certain way. You've envisioned this whole thing working out in a very different way, but there's a lot of variation. It's a lot of variables. You know, it's a lot of other stuff involved. And you're not very flexible about it, so you're very unhappy about it, because you kind of feel like you don't have control over it. Let's see this. We have Eight of Swords. We have Eight of Swords, and we also have the Caught in the Ruins card, which is basically the same thing. It's like I'm also getting 888. And the Devil, yes, it's you are the one trapped in your mind. There could be some fears that you need to work through. Ace of Swords. There could be some fears that you need to work through. Maybe fear of change. Maybe you might be a person of habit. You know, you like certainty, you like familiarity, okay? And you don't want to get out of your comfort zone. And this situation might require you to go out of your comfort zone because you feel like you don't have enough information on this. You're not familiar with whatever is happening. This is very new to you. If it's a situation, work situation, this is very new to you. You don't know how to approach it. If it's a person, this is a person who's completely different from your type, from anything that you have experienced so far. And you're very suspicious of everything. That's what I'm getting. And you want to force this situation, or you want to force this person to be in a way that feels safer to you. But I feel like you're not supposed to do that, because what you felt was safe so far was not necessarily safe. Some of you might be actually used to so much trauma and abuse. I'm sorry if this is triggering. Or unhealthy relationships, even if it's not romantic ones, that you don't know what a healthy one, what a normal one looks like. And now it feels very uncomfortable because you don't know how to navigate this. So that's the issue here. You are feeling lost. You are feeling uncertainty. And that's why you're asking, should I just give this up because I don't feel safe here? I don't feel in control here. You're not supposed to feel in control. You're supposed to break this. This is a cycle created by you in your head, in your life, and you're supposed to break it. And this situation is meant to break it. This person is meant to break it. And it's making you feel uncomfortable, and it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable because change is uncomfortable, but it's not necessarily negative. It's not something bad. Let's see more about this information. We have the Queen of Forces. Look at that. There might be some shadow aspects of yourself that you need to learn to deal with. Because they are coming, especially with the Devil card, they are coming to the surface, and they are coming hard. They are coming for you. There's a lot of things about yourself. There's a bit of, let's call it a darkness to you that you need to learn how to master. You need to learn how to deal with it. So this is what this situation or this person is sort of trying to teach you. Is trying to bring to the surface. Yes, this is uncomfortable. It is true. You need to find that balance. And we have two worlds. Again, like I said, very different from what you're used to. Very, very different from what you're used to. And you see this person, maybe you can see it, like it's a person sitting in the room full of stuff, and then there's the world out there. And the world, I'm sorry about my hands. The world is a beautiful world, out there. Oh, oops. I wonder if you can see it. The lighting is not the best. Right? So there is a beautiful, sunny world out there. It's not just where and this person has, this woman has her back turned to that world. She doesn't want to look outside. And that's you. You are in your own little world. When there's an entire beautiful, full of adventure and beauty and love world waiting for you out there, but you don't feel safe out there. You feel safe here in your own little world with your own little things. So yeah, that's basically the message, group number 2. There's no point in dragging it on. Okay, yes, if you want to, you can hold on to the situation. You can continue investing in this, exploring this situation, a relationship, whatever you are asking about. Because yes, it's worth it. What may come out of it, it's, I guess it's up to you or the universe, whatever, but it will still be a beneficial thing for you. Keep that in mind, okay? Because this will help you grow, no matter what the end will be. Yes, the end is Knight of Swords, okay? So it's not, it's a step forward. It's evolution, let's put it this way. Now to what direction? I mean, that's a different type of reading. Okay, so group number 2, I'll leave it at this. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the fertilizing card with number 10, these messages are going to be for you. Okay. Okay, group number 3. So we have an interesting spread to begin with, and then we'll get into detail. This situation, this person, whatever you have in mind, you're not supposed to hold on to it. You're not supposed to hold on, and not only that you're not supposed to hold on to it, but it seems to be like an obstacle in your life. It's holding you back. That's what I'm getting. It's holding back your fire. It's I don't know, it feels like it's blocking your creative side. It's blocking your true self. It's almost like antagonizing. You're really not being honest with yourself in this situation, group number 3. And I'm sorry if this is triggering. If it's too triggering, just don't watch this reading and come back at a later time when you feel ready, emotionally, mentally, to hear this message. But I feel like you're trying to tell yourself that you're supposed to stay in this situation, that you're supposed to fight for this situation. And when I pulled out this wishes fulfilled card, I also got this message in my head, like a download. You felt like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to hold on. Like you were hanging on to a little bit of a glimpse of hope. You were trying to find a message, any type of message that will validate your belief that you're supposed to hold on to this. But you're not supposed to hold on to this, and you know that very well. And you are lying to yourself. And not only that you're lying to yourself, but you're actually doing a lot of damage to yourself. Because you are meant for so much more than this. You deserve so much more than this. And like I said, this situation or person is not only wasting your time, it's actually pulling you back. It's almost like it's suffocating you. It's suffocating your light, your passion, your fire. You're not meant to be this tame. And this is conflicting. And you feel conflicted. And that's why you're here at this reading, because you feel conflicted about this. Because on one hand, you want to work. You want this to work. On the other hand, you know deep down that this is not for you. And whoever you are in this situation or this relationship, this is not you. This is a role that you're playing. Okay? This is I'm going to be blunt, a lie that you're telling yourself. I am like this and I can do this. Sure, if you want to achieve a certain goal and you have to be in a certain way in order to achieve a certain goal, sometimes it's fine. We have to adjust with the situations. But on a long term, this is not doable. You will not be able to pull this off forever. And you're not supposed to be in this situation forever. Because you are pretending to be somebody that you're not. And what's worse, you are pretending to be less than you truly are. Maybe because, I don't know, somebody feels threatened by you. I'm seeing here a very passionate, very intelligent person. Somebody who has been through a lot. Somebody who is a fighter. Somebody who knows how to overcome obstacles. Somebody who knows how to shine their light on everything. Somebody who is a goal-getter. And yet you are minimizing yourself for this situation. And you want to continue doing that. And you want to tell yourself that it's the best thing for you. And it's not. And this will be triggering. And I'm ready for whatever comments I may get on this reading, group number 3. But, okay, we have death. We have death. I'm seeing I get a lot of strength from this death card. There's a lot of strength coming through. It's like the inner power that you hold And it's not just necessarily about the darkness, it's about the conquering of the darkness. I feel like you're such a balanced person. Okay, you know how to balance your light and your darkness. You know how to work with your shadows. You're a person who is very much in control of themselves and very powerful. And you are capable of reinventing yourself. You are capable of fighting for yourself. And it's just, yeah, we have the sun. Like, you can achieve anything that you want, but for whatever reason, this situation or this person that you're asking about, they're trying to, you are holding yourself back for this. I'm curious why. Because your potential is mind-blowing, group number 3. Like, what you could achieve, your personality, you come off as a, energetically, you come off as like a powerhouse. You're just like, bam. Yet you're trying to, make yourself small and tell yourself that it's okay. But why? Why are you doing this? We have the Tower. What are you trying to end? We have the Star. I can see that. Ace of Cups. It's almost like a self-sacrifice. It's almost like you're putting your dreams and your hopes on hold for somebody that you really care about. Or you feel like you care about them. There is an emotional investment here. Some of you are trying to protect somebody. For some of you, I'm getting this message that you feel like this situation or this person, if it's about a person, they are like you. You feel like they are like you, and you feel this urge to protect them, to comfort them, to be their emotional support. You feel like, you are unique. You are unique and special, and you feel like this person is as well, but they're like a younger version of you, or they're in this, they are somebody who has not tapped yet into their full potential. There's something special about this person or this situation that makes you feel connected to it. Yes, again, and you feel you're very protective of this. You feel responsible for this. You feel responsible for a person or in a situation. Maybe it's one person, maybe more than one person. You feel responsible for somebody. You feel like you're wiser, you're stronger, and you are able to protect this person, guide this person or this situation. I don't know, translate it to your situation however you see fit. But yeah, there's this sense of responsibility, also this sense of self-sacrifice and putting yourself on hold or on the second place for something or for somebody. Very interesting. The Master Artisan. And I feel like you feel responsible because you have more experience in this. Like you know better. But I feel like, what is the reality of this situation or this person? You have Two of Cups. Let me see. And King of Pentacles. Now this situation or this person is like a mirror to you. That's how you feel. Like you see yourself. You see yourself in this person. You see yourself in this situation. For some of you, I'm getting like a work situation, like you're supposed to manage something at work, your team, whatever, manage more people, and you see yourself in the mirror when you look at them. Like when you were younger, when you were less experienced, when you were less evolved, so to speak. You feel responsible for these people or this person, whatever, and you want to help them grow. You want to bring stability here. the Hermit. But I'm also getting that there's only so much you can do in certain situations. Like some people and some situations need to grow on their own. You need to leave the course of this situation or of a person's life. You need to let it flow. You can't force things like this. Now, like I said, your power is without any doubt, okay? And I feel like because of that, you want to help others. You want to offer comfort, protection, stability to others. But it's supposed to be like a give and take. And it's a matter of how much are you going to give to this situation. Because it's a good thing to want to help. It's a good thing to want to invest in other people. But there comes a time when, you will outgrow this. You just can't keep being there, holding somebody else's hand, metaphorically, forever. You'll have to let that hand go. Otherwise, you're just keeping yourself back. Okay, on the back burner, always there to help somebody else and never focusing on yourself. And you're meant to focus on yourself. This is getting too long, okay? I'll get one last card. So, yeah, that's the issue with you. Like, you feel responsible because you are more mature. Let's put it this way. God in the ruins. And winged messengers. So you feel like you need to be by somebody's side. That's the message, basically. That's why you're doing this. That's what you're doing. Why you're doing this. But you're supposed to let this go. Okay. Eventually, you will have to let this go. Because on the long run, like I said, this is holding you back. And you can't be that person that you're pretending to be forever. Okay? That's only one side of you. I'm not saying that you're not like that. You're not a caring person. You're not a responsible person. You are. You most definitely are. And you're somebody who likes to protect others, who likes to guide others. But you're supposed to protect others and guide others and then let them, go. Set them free. They need to grow on their own. Because that's only one side of you. You have to nurture. You have to work on your other sides of your personality, of who you truly are. This is not, just... you're not just this. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're not just this. The caregiver, the protector, the responsible one. Okay? You are multidimensional. And you need to explore those other dimensions. Because whatever this situation is or whatever this person is, they are keeping you trapped. For some of you, very specific, whoever you have in mind or whatever the situation is about is pretty low vibrational. You're trying to get them out of that situation. Okay? Out of that low vibration. And you're able to do it. Like you're there with them and you're trying to guide them out of it. But it only depends on that person if they want to walk out of it. You can't force them. So if you see that they're not willing to get out of themselves out of that situation, there's no point in holding on to it. Okay, there's only so much you can do. You can't sacrifice yourself forever to be there with them, for them. That's, if they're not willing to put in the work, then you did your best. It's time to move on. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of messages. Some of them are very specific. Take it as it resonates, group number 3. Okay, so I hope this was not very triggering because for you, this is a positive reading, okay? Even if you don't see it like that, even if you don't like the messages, okay? But it's a bit of a, I'm not laughing like laughing. It's a bit of a reality hit. because yeah, some of you might need to see the reality of that person or that situation and how it's holding you back. Okay, so group number 3, I will leave it at this. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.